Hello there, kia ora. I hope you're all recovered from Thursday. It's been a pretty long day. I mean, for me, it's really long. I'm recording this at 10 to 6 at night, and I still have one more meeting to go with clients later. It's just such a long day. But yesterday was a long day for everybody. It was budget day, and we had the Toitu Te Tiriti activation going on around the motu. And they were both really interesting events for very different reasons. The budget, for example, delivered what the promise was of tax cuts. So I'm sure people are going to be really happy with the little bit of extra money they get at the expense of 5,000 people losing their jobs in the public sector. I'm sure they're not going to have a problem with borrowing money for operational costs, which isn't apparently paying for tax cuts directly.
I am absolutely rock solid. We will be delivering our income tax reduction plan, and we will be doing it without a dollar of borrowing.
But Willis is increasing borrowing, $12 billion, which equates to the bulk of the tax cut package.
Not borrowing for tax cuts, but we couldn't have had the operational cost lending if we paid for them. You know what? Numbers are not my strong point. So I'm just going to sit back and talk to experts on this instead. Tonight from 8 o'clock, join me and Blake. We're going to sit down and have conversations with Clint Smith, and Neil Jones is feeling much better from the other day, so he's going to be joining us as well tonight. So from about 8 o'clock tonight on the YouTube and Facebook pages, I'm going to talk to people who have been in those halls when budgets have been done, ask them what they think of what's actually been announced, and find out just how horrible and scary it really is, because there was some terrible stuff in there. Like the cancer treatments. It was one of the things that the government promised in the election that was actually really good. Fully funding cancer treatments, specific ones that didn't get a penny in this budget. That's going to hurt people. It's really going to hurt people. But the other big thing that happened yesterday, of course, was the Toitu Te Tiriti activation. And I thought that was really fascinating. The budget wasn't great when it came to Māori initiatives. I mean, there's a whole bunch of funding, for example, around housing that's just gone all of a sudden. But don't worry, they'll cry about the fact that they're continuing funding for Te Matatini. So I guess everything's all right then? But for me, it was really important to go down to one of the local activations. So I went down to the one in Aotea Square. And it was a really fascinating event. There were thousands of people there, and the event was such an awesome occasion. Like, the vibe was amazing. I only saw one white supremacist down there, and I'm not even going to mention who they are because I don't want to give them any airtime, but everybody else was brilliant. And the people I ran into who came up and said, "Hi, great to meet you all, fantastic to see you, and I really hope that you got something out of the event yesterday." For me, it was really important to be down there and to support this kind of kaupapa because, well, there's a couple of reasons for it, really. A big one is that I know I'm tangata tiriti. I'm here because of that treaty. My family wouldn't have been over here if it wasn't for that. But when they got here, my family wasn't particularly great. They were actually responsible for the removal of an urapa at a local marae near where they lived to put a train track through the middle of the King Country. They moved a whole bunch of vegetable beds and growing areas, and it hurt a lot of people. And I can't fix that. That's something that happened 100 years ago. But it does make me feel acutely aware of the impact of an inequitable relationship between colonizers and Maori in this country. On top of that, I spent a bit of time last year over in the Philippines, and this is a country that has a very complicated history with colonization. And it made me realize just how lucky we are in this country to have something like Te Tiriti or Waitangi as a guiding document on how to move things forward with two different groups. They didn't have that over there. They've been invaded and colonized 3 times by different groups, and it's something that's clearly apparently damaging to where they are. We are so lucky that we have this model that we can start working from, this guidance that it might have been rushed and it's nowhere near perfect, but it is a hell of a lot better than not having anything in place. And when we see attacks on Māoridom that we've been seeing over the last 7 to 8 months, and seeing the increase in rhetoric on things like my own social media feeds and pages and comment sections, it shows me that it is really important that somebody like me, who's tangata tiriti, who is a nobody, who has, family issues in the past around this, needs to get out there and support a kaupapa that allows Māori to realize their full potential as partners in this country, as the Indigenous people in this country. And not knock people down or backwards or hurt them in any shape, way, or form, which is what we've seen from this government. So I was really honoured to be down there and be a part of that huge event. And I really hope that the politicians in Wellington are sitting there going, maybe we need to do something about this and not listen so much to the petulant child who keeps throwing tantrums in the cabinet room when he doesn't get what he wants. I mean, I could say more, but I'm not going to, because you're not supposed to know what happens around the cabinet table. Apparently, it's all like hush hush. So yeah, it's been a very long day. Very, very strange day. Lots of interesting things going on, but I really hope you got something out of it. Whether it's something good or you learnt something that it's going to activate you to do something a little bit more out there in the future. So go have a look what happened yesterday. Maybe learn what's in the budget for you. Maybe ask questions like, what's the creative sector getting out of this budget? Because I couldn't find the answers to that one. Either way, let's hope Friday is just a lot less dramatic. And don't forget to join us later tonight, 8 o'clock. Sit down with Clint and Neil. It'll be really fascinating and a fun way to end the week. Wait, you're still here? It's over. Find another video.